Campbell, no stranger to the 207 studio. We've had his band on our show plenty of times over the years.
Campbell has been performing in Maine and beyond since the early 90s. He's made a career out of his love for music, and now he's finding even more ways to give some of that love back.
Sometimes I'll sit at the piano and something will speak back to me that I've just played, and then I'll say, that I feel like I can add a lyric to that, and or there's emotion in that piano part, that I think I could write to. I like being able to fill up an empty page. Some people are afraid of an empty page, and I see it as an opportunity to, what am I going to think of today? What message do I want to convey today?
Do you ever get done with something and you're like, no?
Yes. I think a lot of people do that, whether they're writing a book or whether they're writing poetry or whether they're writing a song. You can spend all day in your recording studio laying something down, and then the next morning you go, I can't wait to go listen to what I recorded yesterday, and it comes out of the speakers and you're like, what was I thinking?
Songwriting isn't just a love for Don Campbell. It's in his DNA.
I grew up in a very musical family. It was all Celtic music. Every weekend around my house growing up was like being in an Irish pub. My dad played the fiddle, my mother played the piano. All my aunts and uncles would bring guitars and banjos and mandolins, and I couldn't wait for the weekends. And I was probably 7 years old when, somebody would, put their guitar down to go use the bathroom, and I'd pick their guitar up for the 5 minutes they were gone and have to hand it back when they came back, So just those little pockets of time playing music was like my little school. It was like elementary school for me every weekend,
Oh my God.
And these are people that were great storytellers, and I miss them all.
Before long, Don was trading his family's living room for a local bar. By the early 90s, the Don Campbell Band was formed. The group would record albums, perform on the Grand Ole Opry stage, and even open for A-list country stars like Carrie Underwood and Willie Nelson.
That was really cool because Willie invited us, myself, my mom and dad, and Angus and Mary King. Angus King and Mary Herman. We went on Willie's bus, and Willie made us all a drink, and we...
What?
Yeah, and I said, thank you so much for letting my band open for you. And he said, Don, maybe we can pick sometime. So Willie Nelson, the coolest guy ever,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just gracious. He was just really nice.
Was that like I want to say fangirl because that's the moment I would have, but was that like a huge moment for you?
Huge. It's one of those moments that you when you get off his bus, you just say, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And that I could have been feeling that because of the air quality on the bus, but who knows?
Fair.
Over the years, the bandmates and the music industry has changed.
Again this morning it caught my eye.
But Campbell's love for music and performing has remained. So much so that he's found a way to do what he loves and give back.
You're raising money for the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital, the Sopo Food Pantry, Camp Sunshine. You have your flotilla. You're doing so much. One, why?
Well, I've lost friends and family, to cancer. So it makes you feel good to fight back a little. The flotilla to fight cancer is really special. I've been a boater my whole life, and all my friends are boaters. And we do a concert out by Cow Island. We play on the back of two big, beautiful lobster boats, and there are 350 boats sitting there watching us play, and people are donating money, through our QR code that, we have inflatables that go around each boat, and people hold up their phones, and the money goes directly into a GoFundMe page, and all that money goes to help people that are, that the Maine Cancer Foundation helps out. So being attached to good things, if you're lucky enough to play music, then you got to give some of that luck back. And then I just close my eyes.
That desire to give to others is what fuels Don to keep going, and maybe, just maybe, help other young artists along the way.
I'm just really lucky, and I'm starting to work with some younger musicians that are just starting out and trying to send the elevator down to help them come up a little further, and help them avoid, common pitfalls in the music business.
Right.
And it's just a blast. People were really good to me when I was starting out, so you got to pay that forward, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service.
Let's just zone out while watching, because I could just listen to his music all day.
He's so good. He's so good. And he credits a lot of his success to his family. And he shared a story with me about how when he was first starting out, his mom would go to the mall where they were selling his CDs in the store that sold like all Maine stuff. She would buy them and then send them to Nashville to try to get him recognized by people down there. So I think he credits a lot of his success to his mom as well.
Yeah.
But really cool story. Really cool guy.
Great to have that family support.
You can learn more about Don Campbell and his band by heading to the 207 section of our website and app.